Falcons fans, buckle up. Because what just happened inside the Falcons locker room might be the biggest shock of the entire season. A young quarterback just said something so honest, so raw, and so painful, that it might have ended Raheem Morris' time in Atlanta right on the spot. This isn't a rumor. This isn't drama. This is real. And once you hear what he said, you'll understand why the entire city is shaking right now. Falcons fans, it feels like we finally hit the breaking point. It feels like the moment we all feared has arrived. And trust me, I don't celebrate this, I don't enjoy this, but it is becoming impossible to ignore. It looks like it is officially over for Raheem Morris in Atlanta. For weeks, fans have been begging for change. For weeks, we've been watching the same mistakes, the same confusion, the same frustration on the field. And now the situation has gone so far that even the quarterback, the face of your offense, has said something that feels like a loud message sent straight to the coaching staff. No yelling. No disrespect. Just honest words. And somehow, those honest words hit harder than any angry rant ever could. Yesterday, Michael Penix Jr. stood in front of reporters in Atlanta. And what he said didn't sound like a normal post-game comment. It didn't sound like a young quarterback protecting his coaches. It didn't sound like a leader trying to stay positive. It sounded like a pink slip. It sounded like the moment everything snapped. Penix didn't attack anyone. He didn't insult anyone. But the truth slipped out, and the truth was brutal. When he was asked if he has support on the sidelines, if he has a coach or a veteran he can lean on when the game gets tough, he didn't even hesitate. He said no. Not. Sometimes. Not. We're working on it. Not. We're still figuring things out. Just no. He said the only real mental support he has is his fiancée at home, because she's the only one who always makes him feel safe after a tough game. And then he said something even more unbelievable, that the people helping him fix his mistakes are coaches from college and even high school, who still reach out to him. Not his offensive coordinator. Not his passing game coach. Not his quarterback coach. Not Kirk Cousins. And not Raheem Morris. Let that sink in. A rookie quarterback, the player your franchise is trying to build around, had to go all the way back to his old coaches to get the support he needs today. He didn't mean to embarrass anyone. He didn't try to create drama. But his honest answer exposed a deeper problem than anyone expected. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't misunderstood. It was a mirror, and in that mirror, the Falcons saw a coaching staff that simply isn't leading the way a young quarterback needs. And at this point, it's hard to imagine Raheem Morris surviving this. Falcons fans, this part hurts even more. Because when you look closely at what's happening, you start to realize something truly painful. Michael Penix Jr. is completely alone out there. No veteran support. No coaching guidance. No wise voice in his ear. Nothing. His fiancée is doing more emotional work than the entire coaching staff, and that's beautiful on her part, but let's be real, she can't teach him how to read a disguise blitz. She can't tell him where to throw when the Mike linebacker rotates. She can't coach him through NFL chaos. But Kirk Cousins can. Zach Robinson can. His quarterback coach can. His passing game coordinator can. Raheem Morris can. And yet, nobody is stepping up. Nobody is talking to the kid. Nobody is guiding the player who is supposed to be the future of the franchise. This is not just a small problem, this is a full-on leadership collapse. Raheem Morris himself admitted that he only talked to Penix about being too hard on himself. Really? That's the big conversation? What about telling him how to break a zone defense? What about helping him understand pressure looks? What about helping him grow as a professional quarterback? Where is DJ Williams, the quarterback coach? Where is TJ Yates, the passing game coordinator? Where is the entire staff that Raheem handpicked in the offseason? These aren't random interns. These are men hired to shape a rookie quarterback, and they are nowhere to be found. 11 starts in, and Penix is basically parenting himself. Let's be honest, almost no young quarterback succeeds without strong coaching. Patrick Mahomes had Andy Reid. Bo Nix has Sean Payton. Caleb Williams now has Ben Johnson. When Caleb had Matt Eberflus. Disaster. Complete meltdown. And right now, that same disaster is happening in Atlanta. This is Chicago Bears 2.0, a young, talented quarterback drowning because the staff around him has no direction, no communication, and no plan. Penix isn't a bust. He isn't broken. He isn't incapable. He's just trying to survive with the worst support system in the league. Less than 60% completions. Under 90 passer rating. 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's fighting. But he needs help, and he's not getting it. And now, things feel like they're reaching the point of no return. A few days ago, I said Raheem Morris would most likely finish the year. Today, I completely changed my mind. Because once a team becomes known for not coaching, not teaching, not supporting, that's worse than bad play calling. That's worse than losing games. That's a staff that has lost the locker room. And if the Falcons lose to the Panthers this Sunday, especially if it looks anything like the last time, somebody is gone. Not. Maybe. Not. Possibly. Someone will get fired. Not after a win. But if it's a loss? I'd put the chances at 8 or 9 out of 10. This is the kind of situation that forces a franchise to act. Falcons fans, if the first 2 sections felt heavy, this next part feels even worse, because it shows just how deep the cracks inside this team truly go. Right now, Michael Penix Jr.'s words don't just sound like frustration. They sound like a team with no plan, no direction, and no structure holding anything together. And that's the scariest part. When your rookie quarterback openly says he has no help, when he talks like he's teaching himself how to survive, that is not a small issue. That is the sign of a team that has completely lost control. There should be a system. There should be communication. There should be leadership. Instead, it feels like the Falcons are just guessing their way through the season, and every week the guess gets worse. Some fans comment, "Man, I can't do this negativity every day. I can't hear about the bad coaching anymore. But tell me this, what choice is there? What else can you talk about when every single day a new problem appears like a fresh storm cloud over flowery branch? This isn't just one bad decision. This is a collection of disasters. The Ray McLeod mess was handled like a bizarre tragedy. Ike Hilliard, one of the few respected coaches, got fired after week 3. Kirk Cousins asked for a trade again at the deadline. And now your rookie quarterback says he has no support. Every day it's something new. Every day it's something worse. And Falcons fans keep showing up, keep watching, keep hoping. And all they get in return is the "this is what hurts the most." There's no spark. There's no fire. There's no energy in wins or losses. The whole team feels flat. Not hopeless. Not excited. Just stuck, emotionally dead in the middle. The media was right about one thing: the Falcons haven't just taken a step back. They've slipped right into irrelevance, right back into that forgotten corner of the league where nobody takes you seriously. And that is the worst fate any franchise can face. But before we go deeper into everything else falling apart, we have to go back to Michael Penix Jr. because at the end of the day, this entire situation, the chaos, the weakness, the cracks in the coaching staff, all of it keeps circling back to one thing: your young quarterback is out there alone, trying to carry a broken structure on his shoulders. And he is starting to crack under the pressure. Let's start with something that honestly doesn't even feel real. Bijan Robinson, one of the most talented young running backs in the entire NFL, has 1 goal line carry this season. 1. A player who should be a scoring machine. A player designed for short yard power moments. A player who can break tackles and flip games. And he touched the ball 1 time inside the 1-yard line. When that stat was said out loud, people literally laughed, not because it's funny, but because it feels impossible for an NFL coaching staff to misuse talent this badly. This is the kind of thing you see in high school football, not in a billion-dollar professional franchise. And this is Zach Robinson's offense. Now let's be fair, Penix isn't perfect either. He's not some baby who needs every mistake protected. He has flaws. He freezes in the pocket. He panics against pressure. He struggles to read blitzes. These are real issues. But here's the truth: you can't fix a quarterback when the foundation around him is cracked, weak, and unstable. The clay of his career, the early development that shapes who he becomes, is being molded by a staff that doesn't seem to know what to do with him. Let's look at a few brutal stats. Pocket bail rate. He escapes the pocket on only 9.4% of dropbacks, 29th in the NFL. Not forced movements. Not pressure. Just choosing to get out of the pocket. It means he's stiff. It means he's uncomfortable. It means he's not seeing the field the way he should. Meanwhile, guys like Jared Goff survive in the pocket because they understand how to slide, shift, and create space. Penix hasn't learned that yet, and nobody is teaching him. Against the blitz? He has a 39 PFF grade. Dead last among qualified starters. Even struggling rookies like Bo Nix have better numbers. And when a defense sends heat, Penix simply melts. This is not just a skill issue. This is a coaching issue. Quarterbacks don't magically learn how to read pressure. They get trained. They get guided. They get taught. Penix is not being taught. Here's the real danger: if Atlanta keeps this coaching staff and keeps letting Penix develop in this broken system, you know what's going to happen? He's going to look like a bust. Atlanta is going to move on. He'll go to another team with good coaches. And he'll suddenly play like a completely different quarterback. Just like Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, and countless others who were rescued by better coaching, this story has been written before. The Falcons are on track to write it again. If Penix is truly the future, and he still can be, you must give him the rest of this season. You must give him next season too. But not with this staff. Not with this structure. Not with this level of chaos. Somebody in Atlanta has to take responsibility. Somebody has to make the hard choice. Somebody has to protect this kid's future before it disappears. Because right now, Atlanta is wasting time, wasting talent, and wasting the most important player in their franchise.